Welcome back, guys. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 1, and this is battle number 31. Now, I'm really glad that we're into day number 3 here, which means that we only have so many more matches left to go through. But we actually have Tyranitar and Excadrill on the opposing side. We've got Amoonguss and Zebstrika. Now, there's a couple of options here for us. Of course, Tyranitar is going to get the Sandstream up, and of course, there's going to be a Sand Rush from the Excadrill. So, there's a couple of options here. We can go for the Amoonguss with the Tera Water and go for the Rage Powder. Or we could go for the Terrestrialization with the Zebstrika into Grass and go for the Tera Grass or the High Horsepower. Pretty much at this point, I have to go for the Rage Powder. And then I also have to go for the Terrestrialization to Grass in order to be able to resist any kind of ground-type moves that may be coming my way. The Terrestrialization to the Tyranitar could be pretty big if I went for the Tera Grass into that. However, the High Horsepower really needs to go into the Excadrill. That's pretty much the big thing that I'd have to do here. Excadrill is the biggest threat, especially because of the whole sand situation. So they're going to go for the Terrestrialization here as well, and they've gone into Tera Flying, which obviously is not very good for us considering we went for Tera Grass. But we do have Supercell Slam, so it might be able to work out later on if we can get the proper setup. So here we go, we're going to go for the Rage Powder, which is going to redirect all moves into the Amoonguss. There is the Earthquake coming in from the Excadrill, not going to be able to affect the Tyranitar, however it does some damage to Amoonguss and Zebstrika as predicted. Here is the High Horsepower into the Excadrill, taking away some health right down into the red zone. And then, of course, you know, we are Life Orbed. Here is the Tera Blast into the Amoonguss. That is going to be able to pick up the KO. That is a huge deal right here. Was a critical hit. I don't think the critical hit mattered. So that means that the next move, I really need to get Tyranitar out because I'm a Grass type. One thing that you can pretty much see throughout all Regulation H is the Tyranitar going for Tera Flying. And I know this because I've gone through Grand Challenge 2025 Part 2 and Part 3. And every Tyranitar that I see tends to be Tera Flying. Now, of course, we do bring in Tauros here because we can actually go for the Rock Slide. Might be able to get a flinch off onto the Tyranitar. We are going to go in for the Flame Charge here. Now, the reason why we're going to do that is we're going to be able to, A, pick up a KO onto the the Excadrill, but we're going to be able to boost the speed with our Zebstrika. Sorry, my mind's all over the place. I've done so many commentaries today. I actually am going to get hit by a Rock Slide here from the Excadrill. We ended up getting the Flame Charge off onto the Excadrill as well, boosting up our speed. Thankfully, we didn't get flinched. If we had actually gotten flinched, that could have been a big problem. We're going to lose a little bit of health there from the Life Orb, and of course, here's the Rock Slide from our Tauros into the Tyranitar. And of course, here is the Tera Blast from the T-Tar into our Tauros. Now, Tauros, of course, is a fighting type, but it's also a fire type. So we're actually able to resist that quite a bit. Unfortunately for us as well, even though we did get the Flame Charge, with the Life Orb damage and then the Rock Slide damage, we end up dying from the Sandstorm. So Sandstorm is running wild here in this battle and just slowly taking away the health from every Pokemon that's on the field. So currently right now we have 2 Pokemon down. We've got Amoonguss and Zebstrika out. We've got Tauros onto the field. We're then going to come in with our next and final Pokemon. On the opposing side, I'm a little bit concerned because I'm not really sure right now what was on the opposing side. But we do have Annihilate, so there must have been a reason why we brought it. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be Cleaver. Now, Cleaver, of course, is a rock and bug type Pokemon. So I thought to myself, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll go for the Rock Slide, and then I'll go for like a Drain Punch of some kind. Maybe even like a Rage Fist if I went for Rage Fist. If I do manage to get hit first, I might be able to do more damage to my opponent. But if I go for the Drain Punch will actually give me back some health, which would actually be pretty beneficial. We ended up going for the Rock Slide here. It actually misses the Cleaver. The Eviolite picking up the KO off onto the Tauros. And of course, now we are down to our last and final Pokemon, which is Annihilate. Now, Annihilate can do some pretty wild things. And it's very possible that we can still be able to win this if we had things set up correctly. We didn't get any kind of bulk up, so that's kind of a problem. And of course, with the Tera Flying coming in, we're down to about, less than half of our HP. So pretty much I have to hope that the Sandstream is going to be able to take out the Tyranitar. Not the case. It does survive by a little bit of HP. Now, I could go for the Drain Punch, hit the Cleaver, get a bit of HP back, and then maybe, just maybe, survive a hit from this Tyranitar, but the Cleaver goes for the Aerial Ace, and that is going to be game. So good game to my opponent. The team was pretty cool. I'm really glad to see that someone's using the Gen 5 tactics. I wish they'd go away, but if you enjoyed the battle, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.